706-922-0148. RCS Roofing. Zero down financing available.
My career is focused on helping the injured because I can relate to that. I don't just sympathize. I know how all it takes is a single second to change your entire life. Being an attorney isn't just a job for me, it's who I am. My name is Fatima Zaidan, and I'm an attorney at the Icolts Law Firm. I get it. I've been there, and I'm dedicated to fighting for you.
Insane. Turn to the experts at D&M Heating and Air, your Carrier factory authorized dealer.
We're only a couple when you are.
From our family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Live from Augusta, you're watching News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Just ahead, $21 million to build a new child development center at Fort Eisenhower. It's pretty much a done deal. We'll look at the timeline there and tell you why one U.S. senator says this is a need more than a want. But first, tonight, winter begins officially, and it's been feeling like it this week. But Riley, we're looking ahead to Christmas and maybe some rain in the forecast.
Unfortunately so, Rich. Continue that warm up into the weekend. We'll have a look at that coming up in just a minute.
Thank you, Riley. The food banks locally are being squeezed with pressure all across the river region. Centers are seeing a higher need and fewer donations, and now they're bracing for a tough holiday season. The USDA says about 17 million households needed help with food at some point over the last year. The chart on your screen shows that impact. The 17 million comes out about 12% compared to 87% of food secure households. Now that the holidays are here, one group is working to make sure everyone has what they need to eat. Nick Veland live in our newsroom with a closer look at that.
That's right, Richard. With the holiday season in full swing, GAP Ministries and volunteers look to put a smile on people's faces as they look to lend a helping hand right before Christmas.
Man, please.
Bags full.
That's just a blessing in disguise.
190 chickens with homemade desserts and sides that were passed out to give those the ingredients of a holiday meal.
The need for food is bigger than ever.
For an ever-changing face for those in need.
Oh, the face of homelessness has definitely changed in our community. We're seeing more children than we ever have.
And today was an opportunity at GAP to fill that need.
Being able to provide something for their children. I've heard multiple times this morning, I didn't know how I was going to make this happen, and so grateful that you all are doing something like this.
Giving out toys and kids' coats.
I'm not seeing a whole lot for little people, new jackets, because there are kids that right now are like going to school in t-shirts, and it's really cold.
Keeping people warm in more ways than just one is a priority for the volunteers.
People are here in the warmth, not just the temperature, but the warmth of the love.
In a year with a constant growth of need, GAP is looking to continue to help those into 2024.
We are just going to continue to try to evolve with the needs of the community and fill those needs.
And GAP Ministries won't be open again until the new year, so today they doubled up on everything, giving people what they need to last before their doors open back up in 2024.
Doing some amazing work in challenging times. Nick, thanks for the update there from our newsroom. Augusta Richmond County firefighters were busy with a house fire in South Augusta today. This is the scene over there. A car and a house caught fire on Ruby Lane. Augusta Fire says one man was asleep inside when it started. He made it out, and there were no other injuries over on that street. The Richmond County Board of Education makes a controversial decision to close out their year. At the last meeting of the year, BOE members added a last-minute item on the agenda, then took a vote after the public cleared out. The item is the sale of an historic school sitting right across from ARC. Our senior investigative reporter, Liz Owens, looks into the BOE's last move of 2023.
Well, city leaders presented a redevelopment plan to the federal government late last month. The plan could bring up to $40 million in federal grant money to the city, but it comes at a cost.
12 days before Christmas, parents downtown begin to check off their to-do lists. Inside 937 Broad Street, members of the Richmond County Board of Education are about to add one last item to their list for 2023.
All right,
thanks to the Richmond Academy choir group.
Minutes after the performance by the Academy of Richmond County Chorus Group, ARC parent and alumnus David Dunnigan
I'm an overall supporter of ARC and the surrounding neighborhood.
shares his concerns with the board.
I'm against the proposed sale of the Joseph Lamar School.
Joseph R. Lamar School opened on Baker Avenue in 1934, named after Supreme Court Justice Joseph Lamar. Historic Augusta added the school to its endangered property list in 2013, when the BOE considered the school as surplus. Lamar sits across from ARC.
It's proposed that it be developed into a dense housing project. The plan is for 236 units to be built on that parcel across from Richmond Academy. That would comprise of low-income housing, market rate housing, and some Section 8 houses.
Allen Holmes is 2.5 miles from Lamar and ARC.
The desire is to move half of the Allen Holmes residents over to this site.
County leaders met with residents here in early November before submitting a redevelopment plan to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. They did it in order to secure grant money.
Unfortunately, with public housing, it brings with it some of the crime they have to deal with. It's not the good residents who live there, but criminals prey upon these people. And I think if this happens, that element will come to Baker Avenue, spill over into our community, and spill over onto our campus.
A campus which has no room left to grow.
The only place we have to go is across the street. We still need an ROTC facility. I know it sounds simple and petty. We'd love to have our tennis courts back, and we need more parking. But if that parcel is sold, we can't put them anywhere.
Members politely thank him before wrapping up the meeting.
All right. Can I get a motion to move into executive session?
So moved.
All right, we will move into executive session and then return after that. And y'all are free to go.
4 minutes later,
We don't need a roll call. I'll do it.
the mic picks up voices.
Miss Patsy Cumming and Charlie Hannah.
Then the camera turns on.
We got a quorum. We are now back from executive session, and I guess we're going to re-adjourn. But we never adjourned the meeting, so we're just back from executive session. Can I get someone to make a motion to go ahead?
Mr. Walker, I'd like to make a motion that you be allowed to sign this affidavit saying that no action was taken in executive session.
Okay.
And with the public gone,
Mr. Walker, I'd like to make a second motion that the Richmond County Board of Education sell the property formerly known as Lamar Elementary School, which is located at 970 Baker Avenue in Augusta, as discussed in executive session, to 970 Baker Avenue LLC for a lump sum price of $1,365,000.
only one member votes no.
Can you put me down for a no?
Uh,
I had to think about it, so I made up my mind no.
That's fine. It doesn't change the outcome.
Only time will tell how it changes the community. So the board approved the sale to an LLC with the name 970 Baker Avenue, which is the address for Lamar Elementary School. I checked it out on the Secretary of State's page. The LLC was created in September of this year, just before city leaders sent their redevelopment plans to HUD. Trotter Jones is listed on the LLC. He is a local real estate attorney.
Liz, interesting vote there. Thanks for looking into that, and we may not have heard the last of it. Our I-Team also tonight has exclusive updates about big bucks coming to Fort Eisenhower, helping the youngest members of our military families. A bill giving the go-ahead for about $21 million to build a new child development center is pretty much a done deal. It did pass the House and the Senate, so all it needs is the president's signature. Our I-Team first broke the news back in January that Senator Ossoff was working to secure this money. Data from the DoD shows more than 11,000 children are on waiting lists for child care at military installations all across the nation. Senator Ossoff says this is a need more than a want.
It's a recruiting issue. It's a quality of life issue. If, service members and their spouses with young children don't have great childcare and early childhood education facilities on post, they're less likely to join, they're less likely to stay in the military.
We're told the new Child Development Center won't be ready for at least 5 years, but Senator Ossoff says he's hopeful things can move faster than that. A 24-year-old arrested and charged with attempted murder after a shooting in Bamberg. SLED says Jaquan Jones is accused of shooting a victim several times on December the 9th on Brickneer Bridge Road. Jones is also facing a weapons charge and is being held in the Bamberg County Detention Center. Spreading kindness. One high school senior is sending this message to others tonight.
Someone cares about you and wants to give you a helping hand.
Next on News 12, we look at his efforts to give back to his community, and we'll tell you how you can help out as well. Riley.
Well, it's looking like another cold night, but we are warming things up heading into the weekend. We'll have that full forecast next.
Injured in a wreck? Call me right now.
Find your present during the Milton Root.
It's Hamrick's Christmas Gift Countdown. Men's and ladies select holiday gifts, just $4. A second group, $8. And a third group, $15. Select toys from Santa's Workshop, $10. Select gourmet food sets, $15. Christmas flags, bath mats, or sassafras inserts, only $4. And Christmas gift wrappings, 3 for $6. Hamrick's Christmas Gift Countdown.
Mr. Clear afternoon. Quick look at that 7-day forecast. So nice weather through the weekend, wet weather to start off our Christmas and early next week, but back to dry weather by next Wednesday.
Thank you, Riley. A senior at North Augusta High School is going above and beyond for his community. When he isn't leading his peers, he's spending time volunteering. As Hallie Turner shows us, his willingness to give back comes from a place of understanding.
Alex Moore knows what it's like to be in need.
Me and my family were living in a car. We had none of our friends or family, and we couldn't afford a hotel. We decided we had to go to the Salvation Army Center of Hope because otherwise we would actually freeze.
He says this very seat in the lunchroom takes him back to 8-year-old Alex.
The time I was homeless, I actually used to eat here. Most of the time I wouldn't eat because I was more concerned about my mother and sister eating than myself.
Clothing was the last thing on his mind.
It was really rough. I didn't have the proper clothes. Most of the time during the winter, I wasn't allowed to go outside for recess because I had shorts on, so I was forced to stay inside another classroom.
Over the next 2 years, Alex was begging for a light at the end of the tunnel.
There was books in the women children center of the place, in which case sometimes I would read them while my sister would play with toys. There was like a magic 8-ball when I asked, will my future change? And it said yes. I was like, I need to keep it.
He says he didn't know a magic 8-ball would answer his request with a coat that would continue to change lives.
It really made me happy to realize that there's good in this world and not that everyone's out to get you, that not everyone hates you, someone cares about you and wants to give you a helping hand.
And he's carrying on the spark of changing lives through coat drives at his high school.
It's simple things like $10, giving your coats to the Salvation Army. It can help someone when they need it.
In Augusta, Hallie Turner on your side.
What a different perspective he has. So when he isn't volunteering and giving his time, Alex is a senior at North Augusta High School. He also, by the way, has a full ride scholarship to the University of Chicago this fall. But he wants to remind us, coats are still needed at our Salvation Army, and he says any donation helps. Great job that he's doing there for our community. Coming up here in sports, 3 athletes from Silver Bluff make their Division I dreams come true when they sign on the dotted line. That's all ahead next.
First Alert Radio. On your sideline, sports brought to you by the Hawk Law Group.
Okay, so if you missed it, we're in the midst of that early signing period yesterday, today, and tomorrow for 3 Silver Bluff football players. Today, it was time to sign that dotted line and end the recruitment process, start that next phase of their athletic journey. Silver Bluff's Jordan Boyd, Christian Eccles, and Jaden Fuller put pen to paper to make it official. Boyd was one of the youngest players to lead the Bluff to the 2A championship game his freshman year. The linebackers headed to Tech despite a late push by Florida State. Christian Eccles is headed to Charleston Southern. He's been verbally committed to the Buccaneers since June, and Fuller, who was named the 2A Upper State Defensive Player of the Year, signed with Miami of Ohio. It was one last moment for the trio to share before heading in different directions.
The first time I ever met Jordan was in rec league, and he hit me so hard I knocked my breath out, and I was out for the game. And then for us to play all through the rest of middle school, all through high school, and then of course I've known Jaden. Jaden, he's a great guy. He came this year, and we've really bonded. Like every day, every game, we'll pray together, pray after, go out to eat together.
Boyd is just one of 3 from the state of South Carolina to sign with Tech. He's headed there early January. Eccles is off to Charleston next month, too, and Fuller plans to stay for one last track and field season.
Wow, friends for life there. Congratulations to all 3. Alyssa, thanks. About an hour ago, Toast of Augusta wrapping up their monthly community dinner called God's Grits, and you can see they had a big spread for everybody to enjoy. We caught up with the owner a little while ago to ask why they decided to give back like this.
If I was that person, I want somebody to take care of me. I want somebody to look out for me, regardless of what. They don't have to be homeless. They don't have to be less fortunate. They can be anybody on the street. They can be, but a lot of folks just don't have food. So I open my doors up to the community at least once a month.
A lot of caring people making the holidays just a little bit brighter for a lot of people out there. Riley?
Absolutely. So love this time of year. We got some great weather if you're going to be out and about enjoying some festivities through the weekend. It's Christmas Day. We're looking at that next chance for rainfall. Have another look at it just after the break.
From our family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Toyota Times now.
Hi, Suzanne Lily Henny Michael here with Hardwood Floors and More. For years we've been talking about our flooring and lighting gallery, but did you know we are also your one-stop shop for wallpaper? Today, more than ever, wallpaper is the most popular home design element by combining both color and texture. So Hardwood Floors and More has you covered from floor to ceiling. And don't forget, we offer interest-free financing throughout our showroom and a military discount. Discover for yourself why Hardwood Floors and More has so much more in store for you.
Toyota is livebaby.com. Click, click.
We've got a lot of news coming up. Our Eye on America tonight looks at one airport that's reinventing lost and found, how they're using artificial intelligence to get forgotten items back to owners. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
We have some breaking news. This just in out of Orangeburg, where a pedestrian is dead after a crash there. Highway Patrol says it happened today just after 2 in the afternoon. The driver was actually heading south on Highway 601, hitting the victim who was trying to cross the road at an intersection there. The victim taken to a hospital where they later lost their life. We're trying to find out more about their identity. A deadly night there in Orangeburg. Riley.
Well, looking outside of our building, we do have mostly clear skies, a few high-level clouds moving through, and our temperatures are still in the upper 40s. They'll continue to fall through the 40s over the next couple of hours if you're stepping out. Most likely going to be dipping into the 30s by around 9, 10 o'clock later this evening. So it is going to be cold tonight, just not quite as cold as what we've seen the past couple. Now, look at our aches and pains forecast. So steady high pressure the next couple of days, but as we head into the weekend, our next rainmaker will show up by Christmas Day. So ahead of that system, we will notice dropping barometric pressure, so aches and pains may feel a little bit of that as we head later into the weekend and early next week. But with the dropping barometric pressure, it's great for fishing. So if you are heading to Clarks Hill Lake, nice fishing weather tomorrow, very light winds out of the north, and we should see highs up there in the 60s by Saturday. Quick look at your 7-day forecast. We do have dry weather through the weekend, but still tracking that rain showing up Christmas Day.
Thank you, Riley. Our next live update comes at 7 o'clock on 26 News. We're back tonight at 11 o'clock, so stick around and we'll see you there.
At the CBS Evening News, we focus on solutions, finding solutions to help people understand what are the right choices to make for you and your family.